It's hard to believe that 2019 is coming to an end in such a short amount of time. And this year we had some super dope releases whenever it came to just technology in general. But we've also had some really amazing smartphones come out throughout the year. Now, ordinarily around this time of year, we'll break down our top 5 favorite smartphones. But this year we wanted to switch it up a little bit and give you guys our picks for some relatively important categories whenever it comes to smartphones. So, without any further ado, these are our picks for certain categories of smartphones. Let's get into it. Now, as you already know, we don't have the time or opportunity to get every single smartphone that's released from every single company in the studio to review for you guys. So this list is going to be comprised of the smartphones we have reviewed throughout the year. And also keep in mind that this list is somewhat opinionated. So if we mention a phone or something that you don't necessarily agree with, don't take too much offense to it. It's just based on the phones we've used and our personal opinion here at the studio. Now, let's start with best smartphone display. I want to keep smartphone display more so about resolution and overall display quality than having awesome features like a 90 Hz or a 120 Hz refresh rate. So with that being said, in my opinion, the best overall smartphone display of 2019 comes from either the Galaxy S10 Plus or the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Samsung has had a reputation of producing some of the best smartphone displays on the market, and not to mention some of the runner-ups that I would also decide, like a Google Pixel 4 XL, an iPhone 11 Pro Max, a OnePlus 7T Pro. They basically all have their displays made by Samsung. So with that being said, when it comes to overall smartphone display resolution, colors, saturation, vividness, overall screen brightness, indoor and outdoor visibility, I'm going to give that crown to the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Now let's talk about best smartphone camera setup of 2019. Now for this specific category, we're gonna break it down into 2 separate categories: best smartphone setup for still photography and best smartphone setup for taking videos. Now in terms of still photography, we're going to give that crown to the Pixel 4. Now this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. Since the Pixels have come out, they've essentially led the smartphone industry in terms of overall camera performance, and the Pixel 4 is no exception. Now, I will say that Apple and Samsung have made some serious strides in terms of catching up over the past couple of years, but if I go to my desk and I see a wide variety of cell phones on there and I'm thinking about taking photos and I want the best and most consistent photos out of my smartphone, I'm still going to the Pixel every single time. Now in terms of best smartphone for taking video, obviously that crown is going to go to the iPhone 11 Pro. Now the iPhone 11 Pro is capable of taking some incredible videos. It can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second, and its image stabilization while you're taking videos is also really impressive. If you guys don't want to take my word for it, have you guys seen that Snow Brawl commercial that's all over TV commercials everywhere right now? That entire video of kids having a snowball fight outside with all these dynamic angles, all these quick cuts, all these slow motion videos also taken while they're running around, the action shots, everything was shot on an iPhone 11 Pro. Now in the fine print it does say that there's some additional equipment required, probably some gimbals, some stabilizers, things like that, but that entire video, I'm willing to bet, was shot on an iPhone 11 Pro, and it honestly doesn't surprise me. Now, there are a lot of phones out there that are also capable of taking very good video, but in terms of overall video quality, I'm going to give it to the iPhone 11 Pro. The setup that it has, the ability to perform and take videos is undeniably impressive. So now let's talk about best smartphone design, or rather I should say best smartphone build quality. So this is going to be from the perspective of physically holding a device and interacting with the device on a physical level, not necessarily a software level. So with that being said, the winner of best smartphone build quality goes to the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Now, whenever you take the Note 10 Plus in as a whole, it's got that sleek, shiny glass back. It's got the really thin kind of edges, and the glass on both the front and the back curve around into the edges to kind of give you this really seamless transition from the back of the phone to the front of the phone. Samsung and really Apple, for that matter, it was kind of a toss-up between those 2 phones. They make incredibly well-built phones, but the Galaxy Note 10 Plus is on a whole new level. Out of all the smartphones that I interact with almost on a daily basis, there's still a different sense of satisfaction that you get whenever you pick up a Galaxy Note 10 Plus. You have the aluminum around the edges that feels really good. The glass on the front and back feel really good. The overall design is also really, really nice in terms of the display bezels being really shrunk down. I don't mind the hole punch on the front of the display either. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus is a really, really well-built smartphone, not to mention in this particular Star Wars color or option that you can buy the phone in, it just looks absolutely incredible. And out of all the phones that I've had and used, the Star Wars edition Note 10 Plus is the one that has garnered the most attention, and whenever people hold it, they immediately are surprised at how well the phone feels in hand. So I gotta give this one to Samsung. They've been producing some really well-built phones for several years now, and the Note 10 Plus is my pick for best smartphone build of 2019. Alrighty, so now we want to talk about the best overall iPhone and the best overall Android phone. Now, we didn't want to pick like a best overall smartphone because iPhone and Android are now getting to a point where they're kind of so different, but they're both really, really good. It's almost unfair to try and compare the two operating systems anymore. It really doesn't work. At this point in time, it basically comes down to what your own personal preference is. If you prefer the Android operating system, you will get an Android phone. If you prefer iOS, you will probably almost always stick to an iPhone of some kind. So let's talk about our pick for the best overall iPhone. Now, this year, Apple released 3 different iPhones: the iPhone 11, which was the successor to the iPhone XR, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which were the successors to the XS and the XS Max, respectively. Now, a lot of you may think that we're going to go with the 11 Pro or the 11 Pro Max as our best overall iPhone, but we're actually going iPhone 11, and here's why. It starts at $699, and the two really big compromises, if you can call them that, are the LCD display versus OLED and losing the ultra-wide angle camera, but you still get the same wide angle and you still get the same telephoto that's found on the iPhone 11 Pro Max line. So really, you're giving up one camera lens and you're giving up slightly less resolution in your display, but the LCD display on the iPhone 11 is still really, really solid. So overall, it leads to a super, super solid iPhone experience, including the same processor that's in the 11 Pro, but you get it for hundreds of dollars cheaper. And unless you're someone who really cares about an ultra-wide angle lens, you can probably live without that lens on your camera anyways. So our pick for the best overall iPhone is going to go to the iPhone 11. Not to mention that purple and that green color are super, super dope, but that did not factor into this pick, I promise. And now for probably one of the most difficult categories, the best Android phone of 2019. Now this is overall, keep in mind. And our pick for that is going to be the OnePlus 7T Pro. Now, the OnePlus 7T Pro essentially checks every single box for what you're looking for in a smartphone. It's got a big, incredible display with no notch, and it's also got a 90 Hz refresh rate, so that's a plus for me. It's got an in-display fingerprint sensor, which is one of the fastest on the market, thanks to it being optical instead of it being an ultrasonic. It's got incredible build quality. It's got really solid dual firing speakers. It's got, from what we understand, some level of water resistance, although it's not officially IP rated. It's got incredible performance thanks to the Snapdragon either 855 or 855 Plus processor, depending on which model you buy, with at least 8 gigs of RAM that can be bumped up to 12, and at least 128 gigs of storage that can be bumped up to 256. Not to mention Oxygen OS out of any other third-party Android software experience is my favorite overall Android software experience if I can't have the experience that comes on the Google Pixel. And you also get relatively fast software updates. The OnePlus 7T Pro runs Android 10 right out of the box. And they're doing a pretty good job of making sure that your monthly security patches are coming in a timely manner as well. And OnePlus's Achilles heel has always been their camera setup. But on the OnePlus 7 Pro and the OnePlus 7T Pro, they actually have a really solid setup going. So you do have your standard wide angle, you do have an ultra wide angle, and you do have a telephoto. So they definitely get points for having a versatile camera system. And in terms of overall photo and video quality, the OnePlus 7T Pro definitely delivers in that department as well. You're not gonna blow anybody away with the quality of the photos, and it's not in like the conversation for best overall smartphone camera, but it's not as bad as OnePlus cameras used to be, and it can really hold its own against other smartphones. So it essentially checks all the boxes while also keeping the price relatively low. Now, the one kind of downside that the OnePlus 7T Pro has is it's a European exclusive. But the OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren Edition, yeah, it's a really long name, is available here in the United States, but that is a T-Mobile exclusive. So if you're thinking of switching to T-Mobile, or if you're currently on T-Mobile and you're looking to upgrade, you should heavily consider the OnePlus 7T Pro if you're looking for an Android phone. Now, what if you're not on T-Mobile and you don't want to switch? Then the OnePlus 7T Pro may not necessarily be an option for you, but keep in mind that the OnePlus 7 Pro is now being sold by OnePlus for $499. That's mid-range phone pricing for flagship phone specs and quality. And at $499, that's one of the best smartphone values you can find on the market right now, hands down. So yeah, the OnePlus 7 Pro and the OnePlus 7T Pro take our pick for best overall Android smartphone of 2019. All right, guys, so that does it for best smartphone category winners of 2019. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. We really enjoy making videos like this because they're all kind of opinion-based, and it also enables us to have a conversation with you in the comment section. So if you feel like there were certain smartphones that should have won these particular categories that I didn't necessarily pick, let me know in the comment section down below. We can get talking about it. Those are our favorite types of conversations to have. Now also, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you do, because we recently announced the giveaway winner for the Google Home. And if you didn't win, don't feel discouraged, because we will be doing another giveaway at 5,000 subscribers. And at the time of making this video, we're a little over halfway to 4,000. So we're gonna be there before you know it. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do so. We are currently working on the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition review, and I know a lot of you were excited about that particular review. So make sure you subscribe, and make sure you also turn on that little bell icon so you're notified whenever we upload new videos. And I hope each and every one of you have an incredible new year and have a great 2020. We really look forward to what the new year holds for this channel. We look forward to growing, communicating with you guys more, and just becoming larger and hopefully influencing more and more people's lives in a positive way. So with that being said, I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great new year, and I will see you guys in 2020. Wow, that feels weird to say. Peace, guys. We're actually gonna break this category down into two separate categories. Best smartphone camera setup for still photography and best smartphone camera setup for video photography. Does that make sense? Video photography? Cool, we're gonna roll with it.